Welcome back. Remember, the Biden administration's botched Afghanistan withdrawal. House Republicans officially launching a probe. But the chairman of the House Foreign Affairs Committee has now formally requested intelligence assessments, communications with the Taliban, and much more from Secretary of State Antony Blinken. The committee is also expected to issue subpoenas to compel U.S. officials to sit for depositions. So more than a year later, will we finally learn why the administration evacuated our military before our civilians and then let the Taliban take over? Joining me now to discuss, Florida Republican Congressman and House Foreign Affairs Committee member Greg Steube. Hello, sir.
Good to see you.
So this is one of those things that I am still shocked that there is not more bipartisan support to figure out what went wrong. When you have 50% of people in this country who say that the entire war, our longest war ever fought in this country, was a total waste. Why more people don't want to get to the bottom of all of the questions we have about the war itself, but certainly about that deadly withdrawal.
Well, I think they do, and thank you for talking about it, because mainstream media is not talking about it. And as you and I sit here having a conversation, we still have Americans stuck in Afghanistan that can't get out. An Afghan was just found at the border trying to cross. How did he get there? All of these questions that we have asked and we want to have answers to, yet the administration's ignored us for over a year. And finally, that now that we have the gavels, the ability to subpoena these individuals, bring them in, put them under oath, and start asking them tough questions. Veterans like myself who served overseas have a lot of hard feelings about the way that this withdrawal went down. And it's hard to even begin. Where do we even start the questions? Is it the service members that died and the people that you left from Bagram that caused this to occur? The Americans that are still left there are people that worked with us that are still left there. The $80 billion worth of military equipment that's still left there. I mean, the Taliban could be selling our military equipment to the Russians right now, and you wouldn't know it. And nobody in the mainstream media is talking about it. But when we get all of these committees settled, which will happen this week, we're going to start the investigations in earnest.
All right, so what would it take to actually get the Secretaries of State and Defense to resign in shame? I've been calling on that since this happened, and it's so disgusting to me, the smugness with which they portrayed the advice they were given about the state of Afghanistan. You know, they blamed the government over there. They even blamed American citizens for not heeding the warning of the State Department, which even if they could have done so, there weren't State Department officials there to help them out of the country. So what would it take to actually move the needle? So this isn't just another wasted congressional committee. What would it take to get them to finally stand down?
I don't want them to resign. I want them to bring all this information before the American people and impeach them, because I think that would have bigger weight before the American people to show the evidence to the American people of the impeachable conduct that Milley and Blinken and others have done. I actually think that Milley should be court-martialed for the dereliction of duty that he has done to the American service members that were there. I mean, we as members of Congress, while all this was going down, didn't even know who was in charge. Is the Secretary of State in charge? Is the military in charge? They didn't know who was going on and who was making the decisions. So I want to bring them before these committees, let the American people see the evidence that they had and that we have before the American people that now we can get, and show them that these individuals should be impeached for the conduct that was unbecoming of their positions in our government.
Well, I hope that happens. I really do. And, you know, I do like the idea of impeachment as accountability, because you're right. If they do just resign and walk away, we'll never know what happened. We have to know what happened so we don't repeat this entire thing again. Congressman Steube, thank you so much for your time.
Yeah, good to see you.
Top of the Storm is next.